Hello, I thought I'd make a very quick video about my Sony HXR-NX80. It is not the long-awaited review video of the camcorder. To be honest, I think the time for that has long passed. And also, I still haven't really used this enough to do what I would consider to be a decent review. This was bought for a customer project at the beginning of last year, which I used it for, and it was fine. And I've used it a few times since then, but just not really extensively enough and in-depth enough for me to give a sensible review. But what I have just had happen to it is a warranty repair on the audio handle. This is the XLR top handle, which comes off, which is lucky because it ended up with that part being replaced. And I noticed a few weeks ago, just after the first year warranty expired, but luckily Sony Pro camcorders have a 2-year prime support. And I noticed this issue, so I dropped an email to Sony Prime Support, said, oh my goodness, did I even register this camera for your prime support? It's got this issue. Luckily I had. They sent a courier with a box, and you put the camcorder in their box, which has this really neat way of packaging to keep it safe. It's 2 bits of transparent plastic that you lie this in, and it sort of squishes the whole camcorder down, holds it very securely, send it back to Sony. Got a good steady stream of emails from Prime Support saying, we have received your camcorder, we are investigating camcorder, we found the issue with your camcorder, we're waiting on spare parts for your I mean, it was good comms, to be fair. And then they dispatched it back to me. It took, I suppose, 2 weeks, which, given that they had to order in a new XLR handle, isn't too bad. So thumbs up to Sony's Prime Support for sorting this out. But the reason I'm making the video is in case anyone else with the same camcorder, or any other of the camcorders that use this top handle, because I think it is a fairly common design on some of their units. Anyone who's got the same issue might do a Google search or a YouTube search, find this video and go, aha, I am not alone. This is an issue that happens. And the problem was that channel 1, and it was only channel 1 on the top handle, started making this electronic background noise. It sounded like a badly tuned AM radio at night, and it was very low level, but it was distinctly there in the background. And here's the thing, even if you turned the gain on the channel down to 0, it wasn't just the normal white noise you get from turning up the channel, the normal electronic noise of the preamps. You could turn the gain down to 0 and you could hear the noise. And what's more, it bled onto channel 2 as well, so it ruined your recording on channel 2. And the way this came about was I'd set this up, pointed it at myself, done a long talky bit to camera, played it back, and thought, oh, there's something really wrong with this editing software. It's playing the sound back really weirdly. And I rendered the video and I thought, oh, this rendering's really bad. It sounds really hissy. And it turned out it wasn't that at all. There was this background noise, and I'd plugged it was a lavalier mic, hardwired. I didn't use the wireless system. It was hardwired into channel 1. And as I say, it had just got this nasty hiss all over the background, but it had also affected the safety track coming off the top mic on channel 2. The other weird thing about this noise is that you didn't have to plug a microphone in to have it. If there was nothing plugged into the channel 1 port, there was no problem, and channel 2 would work fine. So if I went running around as the camera is now, nothing in channel 1, just the top mic, that would have worked fine. But as soon as I plugged even just a cable into channel 1, didn't have to have a mic on the end, just a cable, with the phantom power on, and that was also crucial, then this noise developed on channel 1, I say, just like a badly tuned AM radio, and it promptly bled all over channel 2 as well. And I had a devil of a time actually tracking down exactly what the problem was, because I thought, well, is it the microphone? And I tried different mics, and then I thought, is it the cable? And I tried different cables. But as I say, the way to reproduce it is plug an XLR plug into channel 1, doesn't have to have a microphone on it, put the 48 volts phantom power on, and turn the gain down to 0. And if you can then hear this hissing, crackling noise, you've got the same issue that I had, because you shouldn't hear anything if the gain is turned down to 0. It should just be blank, but it wasn't. So, as I say, Sony very good. They acknowledged the problem. They initially sent me an email saying, look, can you just check this? And I did that check and sent it back and said, it's still making the noise. And they said, all right, it's faulty, send it back. So they sent it back. Channel 2, as I say, was always fine. Then what they did was just replace the audio handle. When I got it back, I checked it, and lo and behold, the noise has gone. The other strange thing about it, and it must be some sort of grounding issue, I'm guessing, is that because when a cable was plugged in, if I even stroked, I know this sounds weird, if I even stroked the cable or the microphone with the gain at 0, you could hear the sound of me touching the cable reflected in the noise. It was most peculiar, but it is fixed now and the camcorder is working well again. But as I say, I thought I'd just pop this onto YouTube, that if anyone else has the same problem, they can say, ah, yes, I've got that. And it's obviously a thing that happens to the top handle. If you've got any questions, drop them down below. Obviously, with it now fixed, I now can't repro the error, but if you have any queries, drop them down. I'll do my best to answer. Thanks for watching. Cheerio.